Earlier today, Arenanet dropped this post on X and Blue Sky hinting at some reveal in 15 days. People suggest the Bard class or Elite Spec, or, maybe a little ironically, some 800 gem gizmo to hold all of your music instruments. The visuals here tell us everything we need to know, of course. We'll get to the background of the picture showing us the way to the next expansion in a minute, but first I'll quickly put my Mystic coins on a new Elite Spec because of the hexagon behind the loot. The hexagon is generally used to show trait lines in Guild Wars 2, and a new trait line is what we define as a new Elite Spec. Quick post-editing recording here to tell you that from here on out in the video, there will be major spoilers for both Path of Fire and Janthir Wilds. Just be aware of it. Then they've chosen the color scheme of yellow turning into purple, which reminds me a lot of Elona since the Path of Fire logo is purple with tiny hints of orange, mirroring the two major themes of Crystal and Fire from Kralgatoric's Dragonbrand and Balthazar's Fire. I don't think they will reuse these colors for the coming expansion itself, but the Bard Elite Spec might be connected to Elona in some way. And now it's time to zoom in and look at the beautiful hidden artwork that forms the basis of my theories for the coming expansion. A Crichton warrior, judging by the seraph-winged helmet akin to the Seraph Heavy Mini, walks towards a crashed Canthan-style boat, looking identical in design to the boats harbored in the Citan province, where a Char and some other humanoid shapes await. In the background, a hastily made tent, and behind that, a large hut of some sort with what looks to be straw roofing. To me, this hut is very Polynesian in style, like this picture I found after 30 seconds of googling. At the same time, large palm-like leaves adorn huge mangrove roots. On the other side, the beach and water meet, and in the middle background, a tree on top of a rock that looks to be floating and has a large hole through it, while something like a mountain rises up in the far background. To me, this screams tropical and mountainous. The hut too reminds me a little of a neater version of the Itil huts in the Maguma jungle. The Itil are one of the Hylek tribes that all trace their lineage back to the Heket tribe of Daslana. The Itil live in treetops and build their huts of sturdy wood, but the swamp-dwelling Hylek of the Bogotel in Sparkfly Fen, for example, built their dwellings round and tall. I could see a more tropical coastal tribe building their huts like in the picture. And while we have a single surviving band of Heket in the game, currently in Corner, they are harried to a degree where they do not have a single tent or building among them, huddling around campfires in human ruins. But why do I mention the Heket? I don't know, why does Councillor Iman do so at the beginning of Janthir?
My people have recently begun early exploration of Daslana. The Dragonbrand is weakening, all these years later. Dangerous place, rampant with harpies. I don't see them helping us. Perhaps the Heket?
I've only been to the ruins of Foreigner, parts of Corna. I should visit more of Elona. When you call Daslana dangerous, what do you mean?
You've been to the best tourist attractions at least. You should visit. Daslana is taxing. Harpies are dominant, which makes it hostile territory. But my people used to hide in the mountains. We have records and rumors of temples, settlements. I don't know if anything waits for us there, but it's worth looking.
Sounds like the Greater North. Homesteads long displaced by Jormag's storm. No telling if there are any survivors.
We defeat the Elder Dragons, and this is our reward. The scraps of what used to be.
So the Alonians are reclaiming some of the territories lost to the Dragonbrand, and we have a main companion wanting to help. The territory of Daslana is one of the named regions on the world map that are yet unexplored, and it's home to the Heket tribe and origin of the Harpies. That seems like a perfect hook. Follow me here for a second. Braham and us go to Daslana to investigate some of the original Alonian temples. Maybe even with a contemplative Livia that needs something after the fate of the Scepter of Ore. We team up with the desperate Heket survivors that were caught on our side of the Dragonbrand and lead an expedition into the wilds, starting south, which is why there's water in this picture, and then pushing into the mountains east of the Dragonbrand. While there, Livia's investigating unravels another threat from the mists that are no longer contained. Perhaps it was even growing by absorbing the magic of the Dragonbrand, leading to the lessening of this enormous scar and allowing for the Alonian re-exploration. We put a stop to it and find another piece of the Mist puzzle while doing so, getting us one step closer to whatever the big climax of the Mists saga is going to be. Yeah, I dubbed this new saga the Mists saga, because it seems to focus around the Mists the same way that the previous saga focused around the Elder Dragons. Of course, there's another unexplored place where this could take place. If we ignore the orange orange and yellow Path of Fire motif here, since the expansion will without a doubt have its own distinct color combination. We could also be moving into the northern reaches of the Maguma wastes, either hitting it from the sea or exploring from the lake just north of the Stronghold of the Faithful raid. This would help explain the Crichton Warrior, and the Maguma jungle is significantly more lush than the Alonian mountains close to Daslana seem to be. If we went here instead, we might be looking for a cure for the Pale Tree, and finally pick up on the Malik storyline that hints at another free-thinking Mortran birthing pod. I don't know how this part would fit into the Mist's storyline though, which is why I think Daslana is more likely. But what do you all think? Have I overlooked something or am I onto something? Let me know in the comments below, and check out this video on meta events and take visual inspiration for whether the jungle plants of this picture looks more like the ones in Defense of Taria or the ones in Sandswept Isles. I'll see you over there.